let's just do a little shake up, and then we'll do our grounding practice and start our Sun Salutation. So open up the legs a little wider than your hips, and just start giving them a little swing, moving your body, maybe taking the arms into it. Are you feeling a little lazy this morning? I am. Maybe take your hands up overhead and down, and then start moving them. And we'll do our reggae, our reggae warm up. Just lifting your feet like you're marching. And each time you lift your hand, just add an extra reach. Okay, and then come back into your spot. Take a big breath in, exhale out. Again, nice big breath in, filling up the lungs, and exhale out slowly through the mouth. One more time, big breath in, exhale out through your mouth. And let's do a little bit of side body stretch. So take the hands overhead, lengthen the side body here. So press into the feet a little as you lift from your armpits. Feel the hip bones going down, wrist reaching up. And try to keep your hands whatever distance is comfortable for your neck and shoulders apart. Keeping your chest lifted without having your rib cage flaring. We'll exhale over to the right side. Breathe. And come back up. Take another breath in. Exhale over to the left side. Hips slide over to the right. Inhale back up. Interlace your fingers if you can. Press up. Extend the index fingers. And then we'll do a gentle back bend. Soften your knees. Keep your legs as straight as you can. Strengthen your thighs. As you inhale, exhale, start lifting from the lower belly, stretching the front body. As you lean back, and only go as far back as it's comfortable. Inhale, come back up. Bring your hands down. We didn't warm up our feet today, but that's okay. I did a walk already, so I hope you did some activity. If you feel like you need to release the fascia under your foot, go ahead and grab some time to do that. We'll just ground for a moment. So connecting the soles of your feet, the three pointy parts of the foot, which is the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the center of the heel. Press them down. Maybe lift the toes to feel that effect, especially for the big toe mound. Stretching the skin underneath the feet. Maybe and relax the toes. And you're going to press the outer edges of the foot down into the mat. Then press the inner heel and the big toe mound down. And just feel that sensation of connectedness. Your body should feel like it's in the center of this base that you've created with your feet. Your kneecaps pointing forward. And as you lift through your inner arches, feel that lift moving all the way up the inner leg, inner thigh, all the way up to the center line of the body. At the same time, that inner leg is lifting, the skin and energy of the inner leg coming up. From the hips down, feel that same sensation, but in the opposite direction. So you're anchoring from the sides of the legs, the outer edges of the legs, all the way down to the foot, anchoring down to the earth. And that's just the lower body. Lift up through your armpits. The skin of the chest lifts, but the rib cage anchors down as well. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and let them fall gently away, creating some nice space as the wrists get heavy, and reach for the earth. And while your wrists reach for the earth, the spine extends, creating some space between each vertebrae, and the crown of your head reaches for the sky. Your chin parallel to the floor. Soften the skin of your face. Close your eyes if you can. Just feel your body here. Reaching in both directions. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing into the earth. Inhale. Drawing energy now from the sun that's rising. Exhaling into the core of the earth. Drawing that energy in with your breath. And feeding that energy below your feet into the earth. Solidifying your connection to the earth below you. And so 2 more deep breaths at your own pace. Breathing in and out. Before you open your eyes, just take a moment to set an intention for this practice. Whatever you're called to bring forth, I like to set an intention of creating my day. You know, getting up early to do my practice sets the tone for my day. Waking up with the sun, greeting the sun as it comes up. I feel like I can do anything that I want, anything I desire in my day. Take 1 more big breath to seal it. Exhale, palms together, open your eyes, and we will start our Sun Salutation practice. If you use any blocks or anything, go right ahead and grab them. Yesterday we did a class using blocks, and if that felt good in your body, then you go ahead and do that. I'm going to not use blocks today. Standing at the front of the mat, feeling that connection with the soles of the feet. Just giving your body a little shake. And then start bouncing and feel that rebound from the earth. Feel the stability below you, but also feel that supportedness, that energy that can move from the feet all the way to the crown. And we're going to do just that on an inhalation. We press our feet and lift and lengthen the body, extending the arms up. Exhale, press your palms together, take them down the center line of the body all the way to the heart center. Soft and release again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, palms together or apart. Hinge at your hips, coming into a flower fold. Just let your head hang for a moment in our first forward fold. If your hands don't touch the floor, just leave them on the thighs. But if you can, bring your hands underneath your foot so that your toes right on the wrists. Bend your knees as much as you need to and use your toes and your foot to just give your hands a little massage. And release them. We're going to go into our halfway lift. Now when we do our regular flow, we just take an in-breath and move into the halfway lift. But today, well not today, in this one, we're going to take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, pick up from the low belly to lift and lengthen on an inhalation. Crown reaching away from the sit bones. Your legs can be bent or straight. Reach your heart forward, draw the shoulders back. Maybe interlace the hands behind you. Exhale, bow, bend your knees, lift the hands if you had them interlaced. Reach your crown to the mat. And remember, if you have any eye disease or blood pressure issues, don't do this. So if bending over doesn't feel good, just stay in the halfway lift. Shake your head no, nod yes. And we'll release our hands down to the mat, step back for this juicy variation of downward facing dog. So what we're doing here is just a transition. It's not really downward facing dog, but it looks a little like it. So we still want to take the hips away from the shoulders, lengthening the side body. You want to externally rotate at the top of the arms, making sure you have space between your shoulders and your ears. But take the hips back and wide and a nice big breath, breathing all the way down into the hips. Spreading them out, and then on an exhale, we pick up from the low belly, drawing in and straightening up, straightening the legs, coming on the tippy toes, taking the hips high, keeping that momentum as we wave through the spine to extend into our plank. Now in plank, we want to take a breath to lengthen, pressing the heels out and reaching the crown away. Draw the low belly in and up, nice and strong. And you can bring your knees down as soon as you'd like to. Flip the feet. Again, maintain that length, crown to sit bones. And we'll do just a few push-ups. So inhale, exhale, bend the elbow, press back up. Let's just do 5 today. So you don't want your elbows going out, you're going back. Alright, and then just stretch out for child's pose. If you're able to go into child's pose without any props, go right ahead. If you need to, grab your blankets or your blocks, set yourself up. Stretch and lengthen. This is an active child's pose. Come up onto your fingertips. Stretch the side body. You can keep walking the fingertips out. Lengthening and lengthening the side body some more. Wrap those inner arms out for an external rotation. Touch your head to the mat if you can. You don't have to. Inhale, exhale. We're going to walk our hands over to the right side. So look up and walk your fingers over to the right, getting a stretch on the left. You can stay high, but if you're able to, you can bring your hands down, rest your forehead. Breathe into the left side of your body. Again, take your awareness to your hands. Walk them back to center. Take a pause here for a moment. On your next exhalation, walk your hands over to the left side. And again, keep it high or come down. Stretching the right side. Breathe into the right side of your body, your right ribcage now. Look up at your hands and then walk back to center. This time just let the palms rest, let the elbows come down. And rest your forehead. Sometimes my entire practice is child's pose. So if you're in that mood today, go right ahead and just stay here. Breathe for as long as you like. But I'm going to lift my gaze towards my hands. Come back up. And we're going to go down to the floor. So on your exhalation, bend the elbows, come as low as you can. Then let your hips touch. Let the chest come down. Try to keep the shoulders up instead of pointing down towards the mat. So that's something I always have to remember. But drawing the shoulder blades down the back a little, letting the elbows point back so that the shoulders they're in a position where they're super strong and they can support you. Take your fingertips out. Inhale to prepare, and on an exhalation, pressing down from the tops of the feet, lifting the kneecaps, activate the thighs. Draw the low belly in away from the mat. Heel the front spine, starting from the bottom all the way to the top, off of the mat for this cobra variation. And you can just stay up here and use wide arms, or you can add some movement. Moving the shoulders, bending the elbows. So this is always an option. You can choose to do this one as many times throughout our flow as you'd like. Inhale, exhale, come down. Your palms underneath your shoulders, and again, draw those shoulders back into space so that they're lifted and you can support yourself. Tuck your toes, inhale. Exhale, press up onto your knees. Now keep your fingers wide. We're going to go into downward facing dog. Draw in the low belly and exhale. Inhale one more time. Exhale, draw the low belly in nice and snug as you lift your knees off of the mat. Hold here, just hovering. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. On your next exhalation, keep lifting the hips up. So just take your sit bones up to the sky as you stretch out the side body, lengthening from your wrists to your hips, almost as if you want to drag your hips away from the wrists. Nice and long and strong. The knees can stay bent and you can be on your toes. Hold it here for a moment. And then just start pedaling the feet, bringing one heel down and then lifting the other. Breathe while you do this. I'm doing a count of 5 in my head. Looking at my hands, I'm going to walk the center of my mat towards the middle. Let the hands come up whenever they need to. When you get to the middle, we're moving to the halfway lift. So take a breath to prepare. Exhale, lift from the low belly. Inhale, lengthen in both directions. Crown sit bones. Maybe interlace the fingers behind you. Reach your hands away from the body. The elbows can be bent when you do that. Inhale one more time. Lift the chest. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Crown to the earth. Just taking a few breaths there. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands. Maybe brush the back of the head, releasing the neck some more. Alright, on an in-breath we settle, ground into the feet, nice strong thighs. On an exhalation, zip up from the low belly. Lift, 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 lift. Lengthen side body, front body, back body. Inhale at the top. Reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, palms touch at heart center. Alright, now it's just one Sun Salutation. I think we have time for two more. Let's see. So, standing at the top of the mat. This time we'll go a little faster. We won't add all the other stuff. Soften the knees, take a little bounce. Inhale, lengthen. Nice big breath. Exhale, hinge at your hips for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, hips back and wide as you inhale. Exhale, wave the spine long, coming into your plank. Nice strong plank. Push away from the mat. Let the knees come down. Lengthen, sit bones to crown. Exhale, bend the elbows, come close to the earth, hips, then chest, shoulders roll back. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press into the feet. Peel the front spine off of the mat. Inhale at the top. Exhale, come back to the earth. Inhale to prepare. Tuck your toes. Exhale, press up onto your knees first. Then lift the hips high. Downward facing dog. Take movement here. Maybe just pedaling the feet or doing these little twists that I like to do. The Sun Salutation doesn't have any twists, so I like to keep adding them in wherever I can. Do this for a breath of 5. I think that's 5, so look forward at your hands and you can walk like we did before, or you can just take one step to the center of your mat, coming into a halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold that down, melt to the mat. Maybe straighten one leg as you keep the other bent. And then switch. Again. And switch. Bending one knee. Straightening the other. One last time. And prepare by grounding out into those pointy parts of the feet, just like we did when we were preparing for our practice. Getting the thighs nice and strong, the muscles around the knee ready to support it. On an exhalation, you press down, picking up from the low belly, drawing that energy up, all the way up. Inhale, lengthen the side body. Lengthen this back body, the front body. Reach for the sky. Exhale, palms at heart center. One last one together, and you're free to continue for as long as you like. Standing again at the top of our mat, softening, ready to receive that energy from the earth. We inhale. Lengthen, offering up to the sky, bow into the earth, hinge at the hips. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back. Soften the knees, take the hips back and wide as you breathe in. Exhale, wave into plank. And you can take your knees down whenever you need to transition into cobra, or you can bend your elbows and transition into up dog. Inhale. Exhale, draw the hips up and back for downward facing dog, and we can be still here. 5 breaths. Look forward at your hands and walk or step or take a little hop to the front, lengthening for your halfway lift. Exhaling into your fold. Inhale, ground into your feet. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, palms together, heart center. Alright, that's our practice together. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. Continue with your practice if that's what you're up to. Or do whatever feels good. Bye-bye.